But you're never too old to change your life. If you're in your 50s still working at the restaurant job and you've always wanted to pursue filmmaking, hit it now. Allow yourself to pursue it. Allow yourself to clear all criticism that would make you stop what's in your way. And I think that most of the time, the only thing in your way is yourself. Just don't stop learning. Never say like, oh, this is it. This is how I paint. Like, if you don't like it, sorry, pal. Grow. Don't be afraid to grow. My name is Jess Valice. I am an artist. I'm a painter, and I'm from the Valley of LA. Welcome to my studio in downtown LA. It's right by Skid Row. It's not that cozy, but I like it. I was really inspired by the artwork in my dad's church. I was raised Jewish, so if I spent time with my dad's family who was Catholic, I would go see the churches there and just be like, I just wanted to look at the art there. We didn't go a lot. That's what was so cool about it. So when I got to go, I was just like in awe and I wanted to see more. That still is something that I carry with me, especially if I go see a basilica abroad or something, or I'm inspired by little tiny churches to see the work in there. My dad was a musician and I thought I wanted to do that because we all had a band and I was a bassist. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a singer one day. You know, the pop culture was really like, I want to be this like famous artist for something. But I had the skill of art, which is just something I always gravitated towards. So I didn't know I wanted to be a professional painter until grade school, but I always knew it was something I had to do. It's where I like escape from my life, escape from reality. I was told that I shouldn't go to art school. My parents were like, we're not gonna do it. Like, you can apply to these all you want, but like, you're not gonna go. So I remember my last year of high school, I took a physiology class to learn about the body, to how to draw it well. And I ended up being fascinated by science. And I learned later on in school, like it takes a lot of creativity to be a scientist. It takes so much creativity to discover anything at all. That was like the moment, click. That's how my click sounds. So I went to studying neuroscience in Santa Barbara to cure Parkinson's and schizophrenia, and I was really curious about dreams. But I'm not very good at math. I was so overwhelmed and stressed out, and I had a friend at the time who would tell me, like, just paint right now. Just stop what you're doing, go paint. I would do it, and I was just like, yeah, hell yeah, that's exactly what I needed. So I was really stressed, studying a lot, but also looking up articles like, what's the art world like? People are doing stuff, and I don't even like this stuff that I'm seeing on here. Like, if I'm gonna try and do all this stuff to be like a doctor, I could definitely try to be a painter. And I'm really grateful for the experience, honestly, because I feel like I have a pretty good perspective on life, or just the way that the world works and moves because of that education. So I don't regret it at all, but dropped out. Well, before I took the plunge, I worked at these restaurants because of the chefs that I worked with who had, created a restaurant. Like, they made the restaurant to fulfill their dreams. I dropped out of college studying something else to fulfill my dreams. I just knew that hard work was gonna be what will get me there. So I took out anything that would stop me. Not having gone to art school and just kind of like quitting my restaurant jobs and being like, I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna fully commit. And I had a tiny studio in this building that we're in downstairs, much smaller. It's like 700 square feet and no windows, and kind of couldn't tell what time of day it was, so I was working like crazy. And then I had a neighbor, more successful in her career. She hooked me up with her old gallery that she started out with. Because of her, I got that opportunity, but I worked really, really hard. My first show was actually during COVID. It was January 2021. It was still pretty restrictive and not a lot of people can really go out and go to shows and everything. I had made so much work. I was really excited about it. I was excited that someone recognized me, that people liked my work, that people wanted to show it. And the gallery itself, huge, just massive 30-foot ceilings, just all my paintings just in this huge room. I was blown away. I was really excited, and my partner at the time was with me. It didn't hit me until I saw him crying. I was like, oh, I did something huge. It was a big step in my life, and I'm very grateful for the gallery doing that for me at like, how old was I, 23? And them selling was like crazy. I think that the feeling of the money and the people appreciating it were different feelings. It was a lot more money than I expected to be making with my work at the time. The interest was huge for me, that people could maybe see what I'm talking about in the work, because every work is like very personal. I'm pleasantly surprised when people can resonate with my feeling, because it also makes me feel less alone. But I want people to view the work in a raw way. It is the vessel for their experience to translate the image itself. I want you to look at the painting and put your own feelings into it. Like, I see this person, they're standing there alone, this color is making me feel this way, and that's why. You're transcribing it within your own perspective of life. Arl's insane. I'm kind of always in my own lane, which is good and bad. It's good because I don't let other artists influence my work. It's really, I have stuck to my own path and growth in that way. I don't compare. You realize a lot of things along the way, that some people who buy your work love it because it touches them, and some people buy your work as an investment, and some people buy their work as favors. It's not always about if they connect with it emotionally, and that was like a hard pill to swallow a long time ago, but I understand it now. But it also drives me to have my work to be ambiguous enough to connect to more people than just people like me. Every year is really intense. Every year is a huge leap. I'm very fortunate for where I am now. I'm definitely at a place at a young age where I am showing my work in my way without anybody else telling me what to create, getting a lot of attention and climbing a ladder. I'm really grateful for that. That's the position realistically I'm in. But in my head, I'm constantly trying to grow. So it's hard to say I've, made to any place. I mean, sure, there's like the goal of being in the museums and history books, which might happen when I'm dead. Hopefully before I could do museums. History books, maybe when I'm dead. I'm successful if it touches people, because it's just something I enjoy. I like when people connect to the work. And if they can, I feel like I've done something right. And the fact that I'm able to continue, which I'm very grateful for, tells me that some people do connect. When is painting hard? Painting is hard when I forget to be loose. It's when I'm thinking too much about the structure of everything, like not only in the work, but also in my life. I think that once I can allow myself to pursue an idea and eliminate the external noise, then it's easy and it's super fun, and I'm like on top of everything and I'm having a great time. If there's too much noise in my head, or that has nothing to do with the painting itself or the idea of the painting itself, it's like really hard to make a painting. Yeah, because then you're just like focusing on how it looks. You're not thinking about what you're trying to say. You're just like, I need to make a painting right now. Again, my head a little bit too much, and very isolating. I wake up and I just to the studio and bring my dog, and I feel bad that he's probably bored. And I'm here until I can't take it anymore, until I can't see straight. There's a lot of pressure and not a lot of room for, healthy sleep habits and eating habits and all that stuff. Not taking care of myself does play a role. Sometimes it plays a good role in the work. Not gonna lie. I can't just like go home when I'm tired. There's a lot of pressure to get everything done and perfect and beautiful with the upcoming deadline and everything. So, yeah. But I try and take the time now. My show is called Home is Not a Place, because home is truly just within, So if you're not comfortable with yourself, you're not gonna be comfortable anywhere. And that is something I only learned recently, because I've had this craving for the feeling of home for my entire life. And I think I just had to learn that self-worth is what creates home. But there are also places that are familiar that make you feel safe, that you call home. Then that doesn't have to be the place where you sleep. It could be the place where you visit frequently, because it just feels good to be there. You feel safe, you feel protected, you feel like it feels like a hug. I have definitely included people who make me feel very safe emotionally and physically in the show. But there are also people who don't make me feel safe that I include as well, because they're what that makes me feel like to be around the people who don't make me feel safe and comfortable. What that does to me or a person is what a lot of the works show as well. And that's why in lieu of different kinds of facial expressions, there's that emptiness. It's like you have to decide on your own how you feel. Everything can bring something out as long as I feel deeply enough about it. And I think there are life changes like the passing of my dad and breakups and friend breakups and just the issues that maybe I would face with myself, with self-doubt and self-criticism, that would cause maybe darker feelings of not feeling safe or protected. And that is definitely a huge influence on the work.
How critical do you think that you are of yourself?
God, in the past, so critical. And I still am, but I'm learning now to be easier on me. I'm grateful now I catch myself and just mellow out, let be loose. I'm very excited about a brand new day. I'm very optimistic. I wake up every day like this, best day ever, and anything cool can happen. And so I live my life like that. And that applies to paintings because I can make a painting or a drawing anytime I want to do it. So that's fun, that gets me going.